double figures as well. Arizona just 4-10 in conference. Arizona State, well, they're just a game back, 3-11 in Pac-12 play. Janae Fulcher, 11 points. She's also shooting 52% from the field, which is top 5 in this conference. And keep an eye for Joy Burke inside, especially if you're driving to the hole. She's 6'5", and she has 28 blocks on the year. She's definitely going to alter a lot of shots inside. Head coach, Arizona State, she's back after a year sabbatical. Great to have Charlie Turner-Thorne back on the ASU bench. 16 years, and you see the number, 300. She is the third coach in conference history to reach 300 wins. They beat USC a couple of weeks ago. They're on a bit of a slide right now. Arizona State has lost 7 in a row. She is the all-time winningest coach, of course, in school history, and it's good to see her back and good to see her smiling. Across the way, Nia Butts is in her 5th season in Tucson. As she returned the Cats to the postseason in just her 3rd year, the WNIT in 2011. They've taken a step back and now trying to rally again. But of course, she learned from the best, didn't she? She played at Tennessee for the legendary Pat Summitt, won 2 NCAA championships. She was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, and she also was a 3-time academic honoree. You gotta love her spirit. She's up and down, slapping hands with the players, and she communicates with everybody at all times. She is a talker. Let's take a look at our keys tonight in the Territorial Cup between Arizona and Arizona State.
No, for Arizona State, they've got to keep Davlin White in front. Once she's past you, she can score for herself, but she can create for others. A big key to the game is 2nd, 3rd, and 4th rotations, because it's going to be really hard to keep White in front. So you want to make sure that you are rotating and boxing out. For Arizona, they had to take care of the ball. They've played a lot of teams well, but you know, those nearly 20 turnovers per game are going to shoot them in the foot, bottle the bigs. Arizona State bigs are where the high shooting percentage comes from.
Arizona State in their traveling black, trimmed in maroon and gold, and Arizona in the home whites with navy and cardinal.
Arizona opens up in a player-to-player defense.
Adrienne Thomas at the top for the Sun Devils. A pretty good opening defensive sequence here for Arizona. ASU hasn't even looked at the basket, and the shot clock is in single digits. Amukamara inside and scores. Promise Amukamara, the sophomore from Glendale.
That's what Amukamara can do. She's very athletic, streaky, fast. She's a great driver to the basket and has picked up a lot of the scoring load from the perimeter for Arizona State.
Davlin White gets bumped out front. They're going to try to knock her off balance all night long, but Davlin White comes in with a street game. You're not going to get in her head. The more that you challenge her, the more she loves it. She'll come right after you. She's averaging 16 a game. She'll also rebound. We said she leads the club in steals, in assists. She's their best outside shooter. 3-time first-team all-conference selection. Griffiths. They have plenty of time here, but now Davlin's going to go down. She was a foot short.
And that's the shot that Coach Butt said she does not want for her team. She wants to see her team move the ball and be patient in the offense. She says they're at their best when they're not settling for quick shots.
Here goes White, gap in the defense, and again it's knocked away. Barnes picks it up, misses from 8. And Joy Burke, the tallest player on the floor, was the first one to scoop it up. It's a long way to go when you're 6'5".
Davlin White carries so much of the load for this team. She leads them in points, steals, assists, but she may be forcing the issue here. 2 times in a row, she's tried to do it herself one-on-one. Instead, let's swing the ball and try to get some action off of the pass.
Kama Griffiths misses outside. That's an excellent box out by Janae Fulcher, who averages better than 4 rebounds a game. Kick to the corner. Mukamara was alone, missed it. Now it just looks like an assist as Fulcher picks it up and scores from 3 feet.
You've got to put a body on the big girls inside. Burke and Fulcher shoot very high field goal percentages. They are the most consistent shooters for Arizona State. Worry about them.
Good throw inside. Davlin White with a one-handed, almost a no-look to Erica Barnes on the weak side for the first basket of the game for Arizona.
Barnes has been playing well as of late for Arizona. She's got a nice touch around the rim, good footwork. She doesn't even jump that high. She's just really good at positioning and getting herself close to the rim.
Joy Burke stepping outside. So 2 looks from 3 by Arizona State, and they haven't drawn iron.
Arizona State does not shoot well from 3. They're actually the 11th ranked team out of 12 in the conference for three-pointer field goal percentage.
Yeah, 27% for Arizona State.
This is not where they make their money.
You can see by the series history that ASU has dominated. In fact, the Sun Devils won not just the 16 of 18, but they won all 3 meetings between these schools last year, the 2 regular season, and then again in the quarterfinals at the Pac-12 tournament.
Things have changed, Jim. You know, that was last season when Arizona State finished 4th in the conference. Right now, you're talking about a team that's 11th. This is Arizona has a great chance right now to slightly even up the score there.
Yeah, Arizona State last year was a 20-win ball club, and last year Arizona won 15 games on the season, but they were below 500. Griffiths. Back comes ASU. Caleb Pickens. And Elijah Davis has checked in.
Arizona now in a 2-3 zone.
Through the hands of Amukamara, right to Griffiths. Arizona has not run yet. ASU has been great in transition defense. Driving through the lane, shoveling it to Barnes. She scores off glass. Carissa Crutchfield, she gapped the defense, and Barnes was alone.
Yeah, Barnes is doing a nice job of moving without the ball, and she's got 2 teammates capable of finding her in Crutchfield and White.
3 minutes in, tied at 4.
This 2-3 zone makes sense, though. You know, we mentioned how poor of a 3-point shooting team Arizona State is. So Arizona right now is sitting in the paint and allowing that shot.
This Pickens, slalom run to the basket, got the bounce.
You know, the problem with the zone is there's holes in it. One of the best ways to beat it is attack it. And if the rotations are late, keep going and find yourself a shot.
Crutchfield down to Barnes. Those two just teamed up. She wanted the back door, but Griffiths cut middle. Always the passer's fault. Turnover, Arizona. Arizona has been turning the ball over an awful lot, but they've been better in the last couple of games.
Well, it's tough, though. You know, this is a team where they've got 6 new faces on the squad. So that's a lot of meshing that has to happen within the season. Part of that is getting a groove, getting to know each other, and turnovers come with that territory. But at this point of the season, nearing March, you can't average 19 turnovers a game and expect to beat quality teams.
Arnesia Hawkins also in for Arizona State. Charlie Turner-Thorne has always been very liberal in her substitution patterns. It's not uncommon to see 8, 9, 10 players in the first half. Here's Burke against 2 defenders, and Joy Burke still scores.
That's a very aggressive move for Burke, who prefers a pull-up shot or a longer shot away from the basket. That was between 3 players. She showed strength and resilience.
Charlie Turner-Thorne took that year off, but she's right back with that same fire. She had built this program on defense. Getting a little offense here from Michaela Pickens. Football all the way through, all the way down to cross country. Here in women's basketball, each meeting is worth a half a point. And things have changed in this conference. Used to play once at the beginning of the season, once at the end, but now, Roz, they're playing twice in 6 days. So they're going to play again down in Tempe next Sunday. Amukamara left alone. She's already scored a couple of times. Amukamara has 3 out of 4 from the field.
Coach Charlie Turner-Thorne said, that's a shot she's worked on. She should take it more.
One shot again for Arizona as Griffiths misses from outside. ASU is shooting 70% to start the game. Arizona under 30.
Right now against the 2-3 zone, Arizona State is sending cutters baseline, but they have yet to have the ball touch the middle of the paint where zones are often beaten.
Haley Vadikis, the freshman from Bartlett, Illinois.
Vadikis is a nice player. You know, she does a good job. She's an undersized post, but she's a big guard. And she's kind of versatile in that way. So you see her use.
UCLA traveling downtown to the Galen Center, face their crosstown rival USC. Coverage starts next on the Pac-12 networks. USC and UCLA, they call that one the Crosstown Showdown.
3-2 matchup zone here for Arizona State. You'll see both teams moving out of a player-to-player in a zone.
back to the top to White. And White's gonna go. Rattles one home. First three of the game for Davelyn White, who shoots 34% from outside the arc.
Davelyn White is the number 4 player in the entire conference for threes made. That's a conference that has 4 of the top 25 teams in the nation. That's something to be, that's a big stat. You know, that's a contested shot, but it's a good shot for Davelyn White. It's in rhythm.
Hawkins from outside with the answer, back and forth. Well, the beginning of this game, the first 12 points were all scored in the paint, and now we go back-to-back threes.
That's because both teams have shifted to a zone. You want to make sure you don't only settle for the three, and you see Alli Gloyd does a good job of attacking the paint. That kind of back and forth, taking a shot, attacking the rim, that's going to make the defense shift a lot and make the play honest.
Not only the first points, but also the first shot of the game for Gloyd. Expect her to be in double figures. Nice give up late. Beautiful look, Thomas, draw and dish to Burke for 2.
Adrienne Thomas did a really nice job there of taking the extra dribble so that Burke could get closer to the rim for that layup.
And White. Now, all shooters are streaky, aren't they?
Yeah, at this point, the basket's big. The best way to stop White is not let her catch the ball close to the three-point line. You've got to do your work early. As soon as she crosses half court, you've got to start pressuring her on the ball or denying that ball.
Well, her after the other night's game, but here she is in, look at this thing's like 23 feet.
Yeah, I think what happens there, it's a nice cadence dribble. So she catches her defense with her hands down and waiting for the drive, and that's when she pops it. She's got good cadence to her game.
She's already got 8 points. She's been in double figures in 23 out of 25. Inside is Erica Barnes missing. Deandra Cannon now in for Arizona during that last whistle.
It's a nice penetrating pitch. It's a great way to attack the zone. Get to the middle, make it shift, kick out.
Oh, look at Fulcher setting up down on the block. If you're going to let her get the ball that close to the basket, it's going to be pretty tough to stop her.
Yeah, that shot was in before she ever caught the ball. She worked the whole play to move and get herself deep and close to the basket, where she's shooting nearly 52%.
That is a beautiful give and go. Barnes to White.
It's a nice heads-up play, and you see Davelyn White never stops moving without the ball.
Davelyn White into double digits, 24 out of 26. That didn't take long. And
with that basket, it's also going to take her to number 2 all-time scoring.
Cannon alone. Fulcher got bumped. Tried to turn it into a three-point play. 11:39 to go in the first half. The Territorial Cup, U of A, ASU. Oh.
You've seen her find a way to score a number of ways. First with the three-point shot, contested. Knocks that down, the basket's big, but then she finds a way to get easy shots, moving without the ball for layups.
Janae Fulcher at the free throw line for Arizona State. Been in double figures in 13 games. White so far with a couple of threes and that give-and-go layup.
And she really carries this team. She's scored in double digits 23 of the last 20 of all 25 games. That level of consistency takes mental toughness on top of being skilled. You know, the ability to focus in and concentrate and produce night in and night out.
Arizona's coming off a win over Utah. In that game, Davelyn White had 21 points. Knocked away, and White rescues him. Gets it back in midcourt. Cannon pull up. Pickens loses it again, and then Pickens comes back. A frustration foul. She hammers White.
White is much more than just a scorer. She's one of the team's most capable defenders. First on the team in steals, and in the conference, she's number 4 for steals. So this is a multifaceted threat on the court.
And of course, she's a pretty good free throw shooter as well, 75%. She's been better than that in the past.
She's one of the leaders on the court. By example, she stepped into the vocal role by necessity, really. You know, Coach Butt said about her, she's not naturally vocal, but she's worked into that. I think that on the professional level, where Coach Butts thinks she certainly has a future, that's where she'll really flourish. You know, amongst teams with natural vocal leaders, she's someone that comes in and gets her job done. She can focus on the task at hand and get it done.
Got fouled on the 3. That's why the 3rd free throw given. Makes 2 out of 3. And makes her number 2 all-time at the University of Arizona.
And bigger than the points, though, I think the stat that means the most to me is that she has played, in every game that she has played, she has started. She is the all-time leader in minutes. You know, that means this is not only an important player this season, but to the program over the course of her career from her freshman season.
Joy Burke faked middle, went baseline, got it back herself. Shot clock's at 5. And they tried to force it inside to Burke, who was double teamed.
And the pass was a little bit far. It was a little quick. You gotta, you know, getting the post pass, something people don't talk about enough, is the timing and touch you need. Post players aren't moving 1,000 miles per hour, so a little bit more loft to that pass and a little bit more height to it. That's something where 6'5" center Joy Burke can get to and perhaps make a play off of.
Griffiths with the screen and then pops out for 3.
That's the advantage of having Griffiths on the court, though. Off the pick and roll, because she is a versatile post wing player, she can shoot the 3. You have a pick and pop situation. So you have to worry about Davelin shooting the 3 or Griffiths.
That's a good entry from the top. Burke should have finished it. She knows it. But Arizona State's going to get another bite of the apple here. 10 minutes to play in the first half.
Joy Burke fighting for position, but she's in that paint for a while. The hard part about passing into your post, you've got to see her numbers, her chest, and her hands before you throw that ball in, or else it's a turnover.
Hawkins, and they still had 5 on the shot clock. Not a good sequence there for ASU.
Player-to-player defense here now for Arizona State. A lot of change-ups.
Posted down low against Burke, turns and faces, dropped the shoulder on her, and scores. That's the way they do it in Chicago. From Simeon High School. Arizona crowd getting into it now as they've drawn even at 20. It is an 8-1 run. Arizona State had been on an 8-0 run. Working inside.
That's a tough move by Videkis. She's done a great job against this zone of finding the backside of it, getting behind the zone, and then attacking for shots.
Posted again, just took Burke to the baseline, now steps back for the 15-footer. That wouldn't go in transition, just off the fingertips of Videkis.
That's tough. Poston had an excellent move inside last play down, so she's feeling hot. You get the ball back inside, but you don't want to take a quick shot in the shot clock and then miss, because that rebound is a rebound and run. Your team has barely gotten down the court. Videkis behind the zone, hits baseline, did an excellent job of not taking too many dribbles and getting in too deep. Therefore, she avoids the charge and pulls up for the shot.
Some tepid full court pressure shown by Arizona State. Now they'll fall back. Alicia Davis right out there at the top on Carissa Crutchfield. So taking White from the top and moved her over to the 2 now. Once again, Charlie Turner-Thorne going to the bench. Mukamara's coming back in for the Devils.
The nice thing about playing for Arizona State, she said this early, everyone was going to get a chance to play. It was certainly a rebuilding season. Coach Turner-Thorne said, you know, coming off of my sabbatical, I lost 2 recruiting classes. I was gone a year. This is certainly a transitional year.
Crutchfield, short 17.
That is what Carissa Crutchfield can do. And Coach Butt says she wants this point guard to be more aggressive. She's got a great pull-up shot. She wants more of that. Okay, Videkis is making a living behind the zone. There has to be some kind of adjustment back there. The post need to be aware of her.
White with a rebound inside. She does get a lot of boards. She's second in rebounding on this team. Against Amukamara, that's two very talented in-state players. And White just picks it up and launches a three-pointer.
Nice defense from the sophomore Amukamara.
Fouls on Arizona's 15, Keandra Cannon, her first.
Wide open and reading when the defense is coming out at her for a drive.
We mentioned before that Videkis has done this 4 different times on the season. She's come off the bench to be a big-time scorer. 11 points, 4 different times. Keep playing like that, you can find yourself in the starting 5, or at least you're going to watch her minutes increase.
Well, one thing Coach Turner-Thorne said about her is she's really a guard out there, and she's faking it to be a post. She's making the most of her size.
Fulcher surrounded by Wildcats inside. Tough shot. Crutchfield might have been blocked, and there was a foul. Liza Norman on the reach.
Fouls on 43, Eliza Norman, her first, 15 foul.
Now, Eliza Norman is much bigger than Crutchfield, so she's giving her a lot of space, and Crutchfield is trying to take a shot over her. That's a big size advantage. You know, instead, move the ball, cut, or draw her out high and then beat her to the basket. But you've played into her hands if you're shooting into her arm reach.
Carissa Crutchfield at the free throw line for Arizona, a transfer from Oklahoma State. Had a pretty good game in the win over Utah the other night. 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Only 1 turnover. That's impressive. You know, on a whole, Arizona only had 11 turnovers to beat Utah. This is a team that averages nearly 20. When they nip that in the bud, they're good.
Yeah, funny how that works, huh?
No, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, they held
turnovers and you win.
Yeah, they held number 21 Colorado to 55 points. You don't see that often. They're a good scoring team. But when you have 25 turnovers, you're going to give them the game.
Knocked away from Hawkins. Takeaway. White needs some help in the backcourt.
And on the topic, Arizona only has 2 turnovers tonight. They're doing a good job of being patient, moving the ball, and taking care of it.
Slashing to the hole was Crutchfield. She was knocked down. Looks like she's going back to the free throw line. A reminder to join us tomorrow. We count down the 12 best football plays of 2012. We live the biggest catches, the incredible runs, all the must-see touchdowns, the 12 best football plays of the year. It's tomorrow at 9 o'clock on the Pac-12 networks.
Carissa Crutchfield is a transfer out of Oklahoma State. She's from Oklahoma herself. You might be wondering, how does someone from the Big 12 in Oklahoma find herself here in Arizona? Well, you know, after the very unfortunate death of Coach Bucky and assistant coach Miranda Serna in the plane crash a couple years ago, it's very emotional. A lot of players were allowed to transfer without any having to sit out. They were given that pardon, and Coach Butts got right on it. She was very aggressive and quick to recruit her. She thought it was very important to have a good point guard in the program, and made that bond with Crutchfield's family and with Carissa herself.
Mukamara with a pump fake, was around a defender, offensive foul. And look at Nia Butt, she loves it. She was a fantastic defensive player for Pat Summitt at Tennessee, SEC Defensive Player of the Year back in '97.
Oh yeah.
And she loves when her team takes a charge.
So they contest Mukamara's shot. One dribble earlier, she would have got that pull-up off fine. It was the extra dribble that took her right into the senior, Davlin White. We said it's more than points for Davlin White. You saw on the defensive end taking that charge.
Roz, it's always that extra dribble, isn't it? Always gets you into trouble.
You think you can get a little closer. Less is more.
Alli Gloyd down low. Gloyd went out for a long spell. Arizona actually was playing well while she was on the bench. No correlation there. It was just that was the rotation, matched up well. Griffiths also back in, comes all the way around the horn. They couldn't get it to her. Barnes, crossover.
Oh, that is nice. She's a long, tall player with a low crossover. That was guard-esque. She's got to finish, though. Quick passes. You don't want to stand and hold against the zone.
Hawkins misses. White had it in her hands, knocked away, and White ended up on the ground. No whistle. Videkis from outside.
That was a heat check for Videkis. You know, she's like, all right.
It. Yeah, she's feeling it.
I'm cool with that.
I like her game. I mean, she's only a freshman, but she'll get in there. She's got good size, so she can rebound. And as you pointed out before, she's a tweener, so maybe they're still trying to find her place on the court.
You know, it's such a luxury to be a tweener, though. You're 6 foot, you're strong, you can shoot it. I think that's a nice way to find mismatches. You post her up, you pull bigs out, she can shoot, she can dribble. That's a very nice luxury to have.
Yeah, that's true, because Nia Butts has to decide, do I put a guard on her, do I put a bigger forward? You got to talk about strength and speed. And
it's effective not only against the player-to-player, but also against the zone. You see her we saw her scoring on the bottom, now she's functioning up on the top of it.
Pulled down, Alli Gloyd went high for the rebound.
Davlin Wright running point. You'll see her run everything from 1 to 4 on the court.
Gloyd thought it went in.
She still thinks it went in.
Yeah, she turned around.
She turned around. She was like, count that. She had no idea she missed.
And Joy Burke comes back to put ASU in front again. That ball was halfway down.
Alli Gloyd's like, what happened? Where's my bucket?
Yeah. I thought it was in too.
I did.
Backdoor cut, Davlin White. Of all the other things she does, she plays great off ball as well. The backdoor cut. University of Arizona, one of the oldest schools in the country, used to be known as Arizona Normal, and that is the oldest building on campus, Old Main.
It's a great tournament to tune in for or to get out to Seattle for.
Oh yeah, they're going to do a great job with it at Key Arena. I know the Seattle Storm is going to be involved in it. Karen Bryant, her whole group, they just love women's basketball. There's a great following in the Northwest. It's going to have new energy.
They're heavily invested. I think they're definitely going to pack the gym, and why not? There's 4 teams in the top 25. No givens at number 1. The two top teams have both lost to each other in Stanford and Cal. You've got Colorado and UCLA that are very competitive.
How about UW?
And they are the dark knight, the dark horse right now that can really perhaps pull off an upset.
Yeah.
They're right now in the standings, number 3 in the conference, ahead of some ranked teams.
Yeah, they got to be one of the biggest surprises in conference. Look at Arizona State, just white hot coming out, 9 for 11. They have cooled off now 3 for their last 11.
I think Coach McGuff out of Washington should be a top candidate for Coach of the Year this season.
Mukamara from the corner, give her 3.
Who is Promise Mukamara tonight? She came into this game shooting 20% from 3. She's got the hot hand out there. She's shooting very nicely, taking her time, in motion, making good decisions about her shot.
I think she's gotten more aggressive. Her rebounds have gone up the last 6 or 7 games, and I think that's gotten her into the flow of the game a little bit more.
Alli Gloyd, one of the new faces for Arizona, junior college transfer.
Mukamara, there you go. Getting it on the break and going right to the basket with it.
Arizona 0, Davlin White.
Davlin White picks up the foul, and it's just the first for Davlin White. White's got 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal already. Nia Butts talking with Shelly Russi over there, one of our referees. Kathy Cornell also on the crew, and Michael Price, the 3rd referee. I guess Mike's the crew chief tonight.
Coach Turner Thorne has said about Promise Mukamara is that she's really improved from her freshman season in that she's much more consistent and she's tougher. You know, she thinks she can be a great player over the course of her career.
Their last time out against Colorado, she was one of the leading scorers on the team. 3 players for Arizona State had 14 points, but they lost to the Buffs, 71-63. Arizona beat Utah their last game, which broke an 8-game losing streak for the Cats. Five seconds on the shot clock, and the ball's at midcourt. Crutchfield gets a pretty good shot out of it, didn't she? Wow. Boy, that is keeping her cool.
Coach Butt says Crutchfield is at her best when she's being aggressive about her pull-up and also pushing the pace. The key to her game is being aggressive. But Coach Butt says she has the best pull-up shot on the whole team. And right now, Arizona State is without Amukamara on the perimeter. This is a team that is struggling to find guard presence.
Well, watch the clock running down, and Crutchfield knows it.
Here she is making a play. You know, that's what you need in your point guard. Someone who can put the ball on the floor. She recognizes there's no one in front of her right in the middle of the gap. She finds space, pulls up, last dribble, high and hard, right into a jump shot, and with utmost confidence, knocks it down.
And the flip side of that, I bet Charlie Turner-Thorne is just livid with the defense. Hawkins lets her go at midcourt with 5 seconds. You got to trap her in that corner.
It's devastating. It's so deflating for the defense. You've worked so hard, and then you let someone get that shot off.
Shot clock's at 2 at this end. And Arizona State did not recognize. In transition, Barnes had it and lost it. Davis, front court, and she gets her pocket picked. But somehow it goes to Perkins and she misses. Pickens picked up that loose ball, had a layup, but I think she was surprised. Coming up at halftime, Ashley Adamson in studio for us back in San Francisco. Top 5 Big Ten battle, that's a men's game. And how about number 1 Baylor and number 3 UConn last night? Griner went off. Baylor with a big win. Washington and Oregon State recap.
Gosh, what a great game. You know, that second half really heated up. It was a nice battle between Stephanie Dolson of UConn and Brittany Griner, but Griner got the best of her in the second half.
Yeah, Griner didn't have a good first half, right? And then came on?
Yeah, and she came on. She had 4 points in the first half. But she also has help from Sims and off the bench, and also Pope had a great game. It was exciting. It was a great women's basketball game last night. We talked about the Pac-12 tournament being good. There's no givens this season for who will win a championship in the country either. All people who have been ranked number 1 this season in the country have lost. Baylor, UConn, and Pac-12, Stanford was once number 1 this season, having beaten Baylor on the road earlier in Hawaii.
Vaidekas from the corner for 3.
Gosh, Vaidekas is hot.
Yeah, Arizona State managing to hold on to the lead. Here's White all by herself.
Beautiful.
Easiest basket she's going to get tonight.
She came off the screen. The defense was going over the top. She exploded to the rim. It was wide open, no help side.
Under 30 seconds now to go in the half, but Vaidekas isn't going to wait. Burke. And Joy Burke's going to the free throw line. And we've had a chance to watch Joy Burke grow up because of her size. When she first got to Arizona State, they wanted her to play. They wanted her on the court. Burke is 6'5". I've known her for so long. Every time I see her, she's smiling. And you wonder when she gets on the court, is she able to leave that nice girl personality on the sideline? She's a tiger once she gets out there between the lines, but I'm telling you, you cannot find her off the court not smiling. She's a great kid.
Well, she's grown a lot. You know, this is a player in her freshman and sophomore year, maybe played about 10 minutes per game. And then 2010, 2011, or last season, excuse me, had to sit out with a concussion, you know, head injury. So she's been away from the game. She's still working her way into full game shape and familiarity on the court. You know, there's a lot of stories like that for Arizona State. Joy Burke, they actually lost their leader, their senior, their leader, point guard, leader in points and assists in Deja Mann. They're figuring out a lot, Arizona State.
Ten seconds to go in the half. And again, clock running down, and Arizona scrambling. And Hawkins runs into White near midcourt and knocks her down. 3 seconds.
You want to be aggressive on defense, but there's no reason to be that aggressive so far away from the three-point line with 3 seconds left. White is trying to make something happen. You're bailing her out, and you're up 4.
Well, I'm wondering if Charlie Turner-Thorne just got into Hawkins because she was the one who let Crutchfield escape from midcourt moments ago and said, you've got to be more aggressive, and maybe she overplayed it this time.
Still, you know, that's the sign, again, of a team that's inexperienced. 8 of the 11 players on this Arizona State roster has less than 2 years experience on the court with this team. You know, if you're more mature, you understand time and situation.
And Hawkins is a freshman. White misses the free throw, and then a foul on White in the backcourt. She just lost her balance. I think she thought there was either going to be a pass or maybe even a long shot, and she left her feet.
And that's a very unfortunate foul for White. That's now her second. She's the most valuable player on this court, I'd say, for either team. She can't afford a last-second foul here.
Yeah, and a silly foul with less than 2 seconds in the backcourt. And that's where the first half was going to end. So Arizona State used a couple of different runs and some hot shooting at the start. But I bet you Charlie Turner-Thorne will take most of the intermission to talk about defense. 8 rivals. Videkis comes off the bench to lead Arizona State in scoring. She's 4 for 6 from the field. She'll start again on the bench, but she probably won't be there for very long. Knocked away from Davelin White. Amuka Mara has drawn that defensive assignment, and she's getting up in the face of Davelin White.
And that is a tough defensive assignment. You've got to contest the 3, rush out at her, guard her penetration, and a sophomore is willing to take the challenge against the senior.
Yeah, I guess for Charlie Turner-Thorne, that's their quickest player defensively, right?
Quickest, and also a really big compliment coming from Turner-Thorne is their toughest player, perimeter-wise on the court, and I'd even say on a whole. You know, Turner-Thorne has seen a number of tough players come through the program, and you know, most recently, Breon January just won a world championship with the Indiana Fever, was notorious for her defensive pressure and want to compete, and that's a big compliment coming from a coach who has coached a player like that.
Janae Fulcher at the free throw line. Fulcher averaging 11 points a game, just about on pace. She had 5 points at the half, but look at what she's done. And you know, you pointed this out earlier in the week. We were prepping for this game that Fulcher has done exactly what you're supposed to do, get better each year, but she had a big jump going into this year.
Big jump, and kind of by necessity. You lose your top returning scorer and leader in assists and point guard, Deja Mann, to a knee injury, so someone had to step up, and Fulcher is a senior on this squad. You know, that's her accepting the challenge.
And a whistle before the shot, and she made it anyway. And there is Deja Mann, and I was talking with Charlie Turner-Thorne before the game about the importance of Deja Mann. I said, if Deja's healthy, where are you? She said, we're top 5 in the conference, because she means that much. Because they don't have that senior, that experienced leader. When it's close, somebody to go to, somebody to put the ball in the hands to burn out the clock. They don't have that. They have so many young players. What you mentioned before, 8 out of 11, first or second year in the program.
And at the end of the day, this could have been any position 2 through 5, but when it's your point guard, that's when it really hurts a program. The guard play wins close games. Guard play gets you into your offense, spearheads your defense, wins big games and championships.
Davelin White now has 15 points. Mukamara. And see the quickness there? The opening presented herself. She attacked it.
You've seen versatility in her game today. Coach Turner-Thorne said, you know, I like to see her aggressive. Sometimes she passes up shots. Sometimes she doesn't take good ones. She's made good decisions consistently all night.
Crutchfield had a good first half, and it carries over. Crutchfield was actually their second leading scorer. Now she's got 9.
And that's a nice shot by Crutchfield, but an even better setup by Kama Griffiths to attack the middle, draw defense, and kick out. You have to attack with your head up.
Michaela Pickens inside. Oh, nice job. Just stepping her way carefully through that defense, ended up with a layup.
player-to-player defense here starting out for Arizona State. First half, you saw this and zone.
Oh, and Crutchfield gets rejected by Janae Fulcher. Wow, that was 5 rows up.
No bueno.
Well, we said that Charlie Turner-Thorne was going to go to the bench early, and she does here in the second half. As you watch the block again.
Well, Fulcher is just the slightest bit late on her help side rotation, but with her size and her shot blocking ability and timing, she's still able to make a play on the ball.
Vaidekas is in already for Arizona State. Not even 3 minutes. Shot clock running down. Crutchfield almost beat the buzzer again, but no. Michael Price taps his head and says, shot clock violation.
2 times we've seen Crutchfield hit a shot, but it's at the end of the shot clock. You want to see her aggressiveness happen earlier as opposed to bailing her team out. She's a very capable offensive player. 2-3 zone for Arizona.
Teardrop miss by Davis. And here comes White. Flying out of the backcourt, going to go all the way to the basket. With Davlin White, you have got to stop ball.
And you have to stop it early. You can't allow her to get a full head of steam. By that point, once she's hit the three-point line with that much momentum, you're not going to stop her.
5 ties in the game. Arizona's never led. Burke passed up the 14-footer, went to Vaidekas inside. She lost the handle. And now Arizona with a 3 can go in front for the first time, and there it is, Griffiths, and it's short. Alli Gloyd picked it up inside and was fouled.
Davlin White is going to take this ball coast to coast. What makes her effective is her change of speed. She hesitates just a bit to get the defense to stand up, and that's when she bursts the speed, passes you by, and gets to the rim.
And she stays under control. Whatever speed she changes, she's balanced on her feet.
You know, a lot of players are fast. Good players can go fast. Great players can stop and go, and all the while maintaining ball control. You know, she penetrated that whole time with her head up.
Four minutes into the second half. It was a 4-point difference at the break. It's a 2-point difference now.
Blocking foul. Arnesia Hawkins.
Hawkins gets called for the blocking foul. That's 2 on her.
What's happening on this inbounds play, they're trying to bring White off of a screen corner. And Arizona State has to fight through it, and they're fouling.
Beautiful play. White and Barnes. Just a big bounce pass by White and left it for Barnes to go find it.
Why does that work? A pick and roll. So much attention off the screen has to come out on Davlin White. Barnes continues to move without the ball, and White is a great passer. Finds her teammate.
40-40. Hawkins stripped inside and fouled.
Fouls on Arizona's number 10, Cameron
Griffiths got called for the swipe. It'll be Arizona State ball when we come back. White, that's 4 assists now. We told you she averages about 5 assists a game. Second best in the Pac-12. I think that's an aspect of her game. There's so many things to talk about. You always start with the scoring. But I think that's the part people kind of shortchange her on. They think of her as a scorer only, and she's a scorer first.
And it's because of her scoring ability that she's able to be a good passer. You know, it's hard to pass if defenses are sagging off of you, but you have to respect her on every spot on the floor. For 3, for pull-up, for layup.
And the vision, I mean, how many players are going to recognize that? And a good job by Barnes also to roll to the basket.
Yeah, it takes 2 to make a pick and roll work. But I think White showed so much patience first with the shot fake. That gets her player jumping. Then she comes off the screen. She sees the big is with her. That means she had to hedge out and recover for her guard. So the post has to be open.
White gets cut off. Gloyd, 17-footer. Remember in the first half, she had a shot go halfway down and pop out. That one she watched all the way through.
Whose assist? Davlin White. Again, she gets in deep. She attracted 2 defenders, stops her dribble, but it's patience and poise after that. She pivots and hits Gloyd for an open shot.
And the first time tonight, Arizona is in front. 6 ties and now in the lead. Fulcher drops the shoulder. Offensive foul.
and Barnes making good plays on both sides of the court. Coach Butts was very impressed with her play this season, and Barnes stands straight up. It's Fulcher forcing the action, shoulder down, charges away.
And unofficially, that's 3 fouls now on Fulcher. Yeah, 3 fouls.
Oh, goodness.
Barnes alone.
Division. Barnes was just standing there. That was all Davlin White making that happen.
Boy, this game has turned ever since White and Barnes hooked up on that pick and roll. It's been all Arizona. They've scored 3 times in a row, and ASU with an offensive foul on Fulcher.
But on defense, everyone is making an extra effort, beating their player to the spot, taking charges, and forcing bad plays by Arizona State.
And the triple-double watch is on for Davlin White now. 6 rebounds and 6 assists to go with the 17 points.
You talk about affecting the game.
Well, the funny thing is that Arizona is on this 8-0 run while Arizona State is shooting 67% in the second half. Thomas misses. Pickens misses. Barnes rebound. Just missed it. Carissa Crutchfield. Now the Wildcats right now.
This is scary.
Yeah, they're going after him.
This is scary, Jim, because I asked Coach Butts before the game, what makes your team go? And she says, in the half-court set, being patient, moving the ball. But otherwise, it's when we're pushing the pace, we're being aggressive, we're attacking, and taking care of the ball. In this game, they have 5 turnovers only. And right now, you see them forcing the ball down the throat of Arizona State in transition. This is exactly what she kind of predicted before the game, the keys for her team's success.
Second free throw is short. Here comes Thomas. Burke says, come around, I'll give you the hedge.
Good patience by Mukamara.
Pickens from the baseline. Too strong. Griffiths got the rebound. Every time Crutchfield touches it now, she wants to go. There's Crutchfield. Loose ball underneath. White deflecting it to a teammate. Back to Griffiths. She is still 0 for tonight. Griffiths has not scored. She has scored in every game this year, but not this one, not yet.
She's the team's second option from the three-point line, shooting nearly 34% from 3. She's taken the second amount of threes on the team. That's a good shot for her, actually. That's a good shot. It's off an offensive rebound. She's open. Offensive rebounds means that the defense is scrambling, trying to find someone to locate and D up. That's an open shot for a solid three-point shooter. She should stay in the flow of the game.
Absolutely. Both of those were good shots. Had a clean look, and she's, as you said, is a good three-point shooter. Why not? Giveaway. Mukamara with the left hand. Nice finish. Griffiths had to let her go.
It's a three-point game. These two teams have had a hard time closing games. They've played many teams in the Pac-12 close, but it's often been their turnovers that's given the game away. Right now, it's a battle of who can execute.
Yeah, both of these teams, probably half their losses are by single digits, and there's Griffiths right on cue.
She heard you, Jim. She heard you.
She said, get that graphic down. I got to get some points. Her first 3, and usually it gets her going. Under 13 to play.
2-3 zone, Arizona.
Idekas to Burke. Burke got tied up. They're going to call a foul.
And promise Mukamara in the passing lanes. That's how she got some easy offense for her team in transition. And Kama, struggling all game from 3, finds a shot in the baseline. It's Davlin White setting it up with the pass fake, a little extra hesitation, and gives Griffiths enough time to set up, knock it down.
Joey Burke at the free throw line has struggled a little bit this year, 58%. Pickens coming back in, and free throws are going to be a key. You can tell this one's going to go down to the wire. Crutchfield's going to the bench. We'll see how long that Nia Butts decides to keep her out. Mark it at 12:32. Burke's into double figures.
You see the future of Arizona State. Burke coming along, getting healthy again. You got Deja Mann, their point guard, coming back. They've got good guards, incoming freshmen. It's a team for next year as well.
Blocked by Burke. And then given right back by Arizona State. And there's Barnes.
I'll tell you what, Barnes does a great job of just moving without the ball. In the half-court set and in transition, she gets close to the rim, and that's where she makes her money.
Vaitekis pump fake. Back to Pickens at the top. Big basket for Arizona State.
Michaela Pickens has been making big shots all game.
But quickly, here comes Arizona in transition.
Arizona State has to get back. Arizona is pushing the pace. They have to get back in transition D.
And that's not like Arizona State. It's one of the hallmarks of this program. Transition defense as Burke weaves her way through, and all of a sudden, Joy Burke has become a threat.
It's a very nice pass from Davis, though.
Where is the ASU transition defense? Griffiths should have finished that one as well.
Neither team is stopping the ball early. By the time they get back in defense, the guard is in the paint.
Joy Burke, 3 in a row for her. And she says, feed me, I'm hot. I want it now.
But it's all coming because of there's no ball stop. Davis has been able to get into the heart of the paint. Again, point guard play is key. They're missing that. They're missing their top assist maker, their leading scorer, returning from last season. That's a big issue for any team to have. But they're also facing Arizona, who's had their own quick meshing to have to do. Arizona has 6 new faces on the team this year.
That's kicked.
3 transfers and 3 freshmen for Arizona. These two teams are facing the same battles.
Nia Butts is always ready to go. She is dialed in. She wants this one, and they're up by 1. Tucson, Arizona, and the Territorial Cup. ASU and the U of A, 77th meeting all time. Arizona State with a commanding advantage, and they've won 16 out of 18 in 3 straight. So you know that Nia Butts, Davelin White, and all the rest of the Cats hungry for a win, especially against ASU. And the two teams going to play 2 games in 6 days tonight, and then again in Tempe. White from the corner. Battling for it underneath. 4 players touch it. Arizona State comes out with it. Shot clock's at 5. Norman missed. Arizona looking to add to the lead. White to Barnes.
Nice seal by Barnes. She kept the defense on her back, allowing Davelin White the angle to make that lob pass in.
Adrienne Thomas is coming back in for Arizona State.
That's big for Arizona State. Adrienne Thomas is their best assist maker. She really wants to pass first. And Coach Turner Thorne has said, we want her to be more aggressive too. You know, we need her to be a scoring threat as well.
Adrienne Thomas, 5 assists tonight to lead Arizona State. Crutchfield didn't even stay out 3 minutes along with the timeout. Trying to clear inside.
Too much traffic.
Yeah, Poston had the elbows up, trying to dribble, trying to keep a wide base. Just a lot going on. Nia Butts' 5th season in Tucson. Game face at one end, game shoes at the other.
She's always wearing sneakers. Very good SID over in Arizona has said she has over 100 pairs, and if there's a scuff on them, they stay crispy clean. They go about 2 weeks and then they're out. of course, I'm sure, to a charity of some sort.
I'm sure. You wouldn't have that much closet space. Pickens. Videkis. And Videkis now has tied her career and season high at Arizona State 5 times this year. She's gone for 11 points off the bench.
Great decision after great decision. She has been on the aggressive against the zone, using penetration to either set other players up or her own shot.
Cannon, almost nonchalant, good box out. Joy Burke rebound.
Right now, time and score is important. You want to get the most out of each possession. No quick shots. Don't settle.
How about that one? Videkis! And that is a career high. She pumps the 3 and pumps the fist as she runs up court. She could shoot it.
Man, she's hot. Any shot from her right now is a good.
Arizona State. Alli Videkis, 14 points, 6 of 8 from the field. That's why Nia Butts called timeout. She said, look, we already know about all their scores, but somebody's got to get on 42. Videkis was alone in the corner. Nobody even went out to contest.
Arizona played number 6, California close. They played Colorado, held them to 55. That's number 21 in the nation. But they couldn't pull off those wins because of their turnovers. Gave the game away. They don't want to do that here today against Arizona State.
Knocked out of bounds, and last touch by Joy Burke. It's going to go to Arizona.
You could say the same thing about Arizona State,
yeah,
too, though.
I was just about to.
You know, they win at USC, they played UCLA close, Cal close, Utah close, Colorado close, all losses. Turnovers are a big piece of that puzzle.
And Ross, that's one of the signs of growing pains with all those young players, right?
Oh, it's painful. One thing that Coach Turner Thorne has said, she said, I've had enough humble pie. If I get another slice of it, my stomach will burst.
Under 8 minutes to play. 4-point lead for Arizona State and the ball. And Charlie Turner recognized the Arizona zone, stood up and showed the X to her team, crossing her forearms. Backdoor cut, Joy Burke. Loose ball. 2 Sun Devils fighting for it. And one of the Wildcats got a hand in there. Jump ball, Arizona State keeps it on the arrow. Videkis, the freshman. State live coverage Friday at 6 o'clock on the Pac-12 networks. And Roz, you and I are going to do the Stanford game on Sunday against Oregon, and it's senior day.
Senior day.
And of course,
this all comes to an end.
Yeah.
It's not like the pros, though. There is a finite timeline for a collegiate player. You got to get the most out of it while you can. And a player that's playing with urgency is the senior for Arizona, Davlin White.
Davlin White has a chance for her first career triple-double. She needs 1 more rebound and 2 more assists. I'm surprised she's never had one.
She's come close a lot of times. She really fills the stat line.
She's their second leading rebounder. She's their leading scorer. She leads them in assists, is second in the conference. You just thought it would have happened somewhere along the line.
3-2 zone, very extended against Davlin White. They are aware of her on the 3-point line.
Crutchfield forced that pass.
You need a pass fake. Make the zone move before throwing the ball. On the other end, a 2-3 zone for Arizona. You see Joy Burke and Videkis flashing the middle. Where zones are often beat, you want to get to the heart of the zone. There it is.
Thomas and Burke with great inside position and the sweet backhanded layup. Oh, that was cheeky.
Joy Burke averages 7 points per game. She's got 16. Talk about stepping up. That's what a rivalry game is about. The emotions are high.
Davlin White inside.
No one wants this more than White, though. We talked about it. ASU recruited her. She didn't go. And she has a point to prove. People say, why didn't you? She said, we've got to prove that this was a good decision.
And here she comes again with 19 points and 10 rebounds. She's got a double-double. Joy Burke just got her double-double at 16 and 10. Great performances by the best players on both sides. And timeout Arizona State. It's a short one, about a triple-double. She wants to beat Arizona State. Of course, she's the daughter of former major leaguer Devon White. A great lineage there. By the way, Joe Morgan's daughter was a big gymnast at Stanford. That's a three.
Pickens has done a nice job before that of hitting timely shots for Arizona State.
All the black shirts, yeah. Since the ball's on the floor, they all collapsed in, traveling.
I kind of feel the fans on that one. That's a tough call because that's a park move. The hop, step through. You know, and a lot of times you don't always see it in organized ball, but that's a I play in the parks type of move.
Yeah, you're a New York girl. That's legal at Rucker Park, isn't it?
Anything goes at Rucker Park.
5 minutes to go. Three-pointer by White is short. Fulcher rebound.
Okay, with a 4-point game, you want to make sure you're not taking shots too early in the shot clock. You know, you want to get the most out of each possession here.
Dekas, too tall for Fulcher.
Yeah, Fulcher hadn't really set up her seal. She was trying to, but she was still in the motion of turning in the paint. So that ball was coming before Fulcher was even ready for the catch. You know, you've got to give your big girls a little extra time, a little more loft. Full court pressure for Arizona State. It's a 1-1-3 back into a 2-3 zone. It's just to take a little time off the shot clock for Arizona. It was just a containment pressure there.
Crutchfield with 5 seconds. Her last 2 threes have been a little flat. Devlin White with the pick and the score. That was just a pretty play.
Smart, cagey, sneaky.
Brings Arizona back within 2 with just over 4 minutes. Here it is.
Here's your veteran. Fulcher thinks she secured the rebound. She brings it down, and Devlin White is waiting. You see her there. Fulcher had never saw White coming, and White just grabs it out of her hands. Her strength has improved so much from her freshman year. That's a big girl she took that ball from. Who wants it?
Fulcher. Kick to Hawkins. Fulcher rebound. White's chasing it, tries to save to Crutchfield. Arizona's basketball. Well, what more do you want? 3:49 to go, a 2-point game in the rivalry. Her 5th year at the University of Arizona has not had a lot of success against her nemesis down the road. Last year, they met 3 times. Arizona State won all 3. They're going to play again in 6 days. Backcourt pressure, and Mukamara takes it away. Excellent play by Promise and Mukamara.
Both teams need this win. Yes, they're fighting for a position in the bottom of the conference, but they're fighting for positioning in the Pac-12 tournament. You want to get as favorable as a matchup as you can, especially with so many talented teams up top.
Mukamara, that wouldn't go.
Yeah, we talked about how close both of these teams have played other squads in the Pac-12. They can do damage in the tournament.
Win by Arizona State. These teams would have identical conference marks. Alone is a Mukamara. And count it. Well, Crutchfield decided to gamble, and she went for it.
And it starts with defense. This is what Coach Turner Thorne prides herself on. A great game by Burke all around on both ends of the court, and it leads to a quick transition basket from Promise Mukamara, who has been aggressive all game long. And her teammates, they like that.
Amukamara shoots 84% from the line.
She's been fearless today.
And you might recognize the name. Her brother plays in the NFL, Prince Amukamara.
They have a very close relationship. He still lives in Arizona in the offseason, and he's often found at Arizona State games, talking to her, watching her, supporting her.
Videkis just lost the handle, just hurrying it just a bit.
Brother just recently won a Super Bowl not too long ago with the Giants.
Under 3 minutes. Here comes the U of A chant.
This is switch player-to-player defense for Arizona State here with under 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
White. And Davlin's going to get it back. Gotta go. They wave it off. Did not get the shot off in time. Shot clock violation with 2:20 to go. Arizona's offense dead in the water right now. Only 4 points since the 11:30 mark. 9 minutes.
Out of control. And this is again where Arizona State misses the leadership of Deja Mann. You have a lead in this game with 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Offense off of defense.
Amukamara 15 points tonight, go with 14 the other night. She only averages about 8 points a game, and we talked about it in the first half, how the last 7 games she's gotten much more aggressive, maybe growing into her game here midway through her sophomore season. Davlin White. Gotta stop ball.
It's tough too, though. Arizona State is in the bonus. Arizona can be aggressive. A foul's going to put them on the free throw line.
Under 2 minutes, 1 possession game. Videkis wants Burke. Joey Burke, great seal and score.
Nice high-low action. Burke has a huge height advantage at 6'5". She did a great job of getting deep and sealing, and Videkis put the ball where she could make a play.
18 points for Joey Burke, leading scorer for Arizona State.
You know, Arizona has turned up the defensive intensity, and that's what Coach Turner Thorne is about. Full court pressure, player-to-player defense. She hasn't been able to do that this season, again, because the team is young. They're still learning. They're still getting things together. But right now in the crunch, that's what they're doing.
Here comes White again. She's going to keep going until they stop her.
See, there's no one that can play tight defense one-on-one full court with White.
25 points for White.
She's just slicing and dicing through it.
Still a 1-possession game, but ASU has the lead in the ball. Videkis missed it. Videkis, long rebound, and here Arizona can tie with a 3. And there it is. Got it, Griffiths. So Griffiths gets them on their feet in Tucson, and with 1:06, it's 63 all. Amukamara inside to give the Sun Devils the lead. Timeout, Arizona.
That's the best defensive play Amukamara has made all game, denying White the ball. At this point, that might be the best way to guard her. Don't let her touch it.
Don't forget,
Celebrate and play defense. Don't foul.
37 seconds. Arizona needs a bucket to tie. A 3 puts them in front. Here's White against Amukamara. White to tie the game. Timeout, Arizona State, their last. A quick one. Charlie Turner Thorne is going to set it.
Now you can see Arizona stay here and try to play this straight, or they can.
Now there's still 25 seconds for Arizona State. Fear the fork, even in Tucson. All right, who gets the shot? And Joy Burke's not on the floor and taken out there big. Thomas looks like they're going to hold for one. Vaidekas is out there, Fulcher, Amukamara.
Arizona wants to take the last shot.
Hawkins is in the corner. That's your 5 for ASU. Looking to win or tie. 5 seconds. Tripped up. And Crutchfield gets the foul, but it wasn't a shooting foul, so it's underneath. And Hawkins will take it. 6 seconds to play.
No turnovers, no quick shots. You don't want Arizona to have a chance at the win.
That's a freshman for the win. Didn't get it. We're going overtime. We're going overtime in Tucson. Well, they got a good look at it. Hawkins in you.
You're seeing an ASU team right now that's in 11th place in the conference, but this is a team that's been very dominant in conference. You know, they finished 3rd or higher in the Pac-12 9 times since 2001. So when Davlin White was being recruited, the easy answer should have been, you go play for Charlie Turner Thorne. She didn't, and she says she does not regret her decision. Arizona State has won 16 of their last 18 meetings with Arizona. She's been on the losing end a lot.
Michaela Pickens, 9 points for her tonight. Back comes Griffiths for the lead. In and out. Back out for Davlin White. She was hunting a steal there. Don't forget, number 17, UCLA at USC. More women's basketball to follow on the Pac-12 Network. Krista Blanc, Mary Murphy at the Galen Center. We'll send it there when we're finished here. Dropped out of bounds. Arizona State keeps it. Burke is back in the game. Were you surprised Charlie Turner Thorne took Burke out in that last 20 seconds?
I think she needed an offensive play. I don't know. I think she needed guard play to run the play out. The Burke has been hot all game long. If you want to go for a final score, you would go to the hot hand.
Burke contested there. Didn't get the whistle or the bucket. Under 4 minutes now in overtime. Davlin White, 27 points. Gloyd had it, lost it. Off of Arizona, ASU ball.
Gloyd's going to go up for the rebound, try to bring it down. She's going to feel as though Adrienne Thomas knocked it out of her hands, but the ref saw it go off of Gloyd's leg. That's tough. Depends on what angle you're standing on. One thing Coach Butts has said about her team, we are a team that rides high with the high, low with the lows. When we get stagnant on offense, it carries over to our D. We want to see Arizona maintain their momentum here in overtime.
Again, Burke goes to the bench for Arizona State. U of A and a 2-3. Fulcher, left hand, couldn't get it to stay in the cup. And White trying to put it in a very tight window. Sure-handed Thomas now will set the offense for ASU.
Who can make good decisions down the stretch? That's who will win this game. That's aggressive for the big girl. She caught that ball, power dribbled it in for a layup.
4-point advantage for Arizona State. And a miss at the opposite end.
And now you just want to play calm. There's no reason to rush the ball up the court, especially with Arizona sitting in this 2-3 zone. They're not pushing the tempo here on defense.
Fulcher got pushed, managed to not travel. Thomas runs into 2 defenders. Offensive? Now offensive foul.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate. There's no need for that turnover. You're trying to force the issue, right? You're trying to get to penetrate to pitch, but all you got to do is swing the ball there. You penetrate after the ball has been swung and when the defense is scrambling to shift.
Keeps Arizona alive for the time being. Over 2 minutes to play. 4-point difference.
Oh, there's a nice battle here going on between Amukamara and Davlin White. But with Arizona State in the bonus, all you have to do is attack. You're going to get to the basket for some free throws.
Two high school stars out of Phoenix, a couple of years apart.
It's a catch-22, Jim, right? You know, you want to make sure you don't give too much space to White, who can score in a number of ways. But now if you get too close into her, she's going to attack you. And either way, she's going to get a shot. Because attacking is going to get her a foul and get her to the free throw line.
Arnesia Hopkins, also Joy Burke for Arizona State.
And you can see every time there's a whistle, Charlie Turner-Thorne goes to her bench and moves the pieces around on the board. Burke back in. Davlin White, 75% from the line. Now Arizona goes for the turnover.
They have to.
Oh, had a chance there. Thomas. Rebound, Cannon.
Arizona able to speed Arizona State up.
Oh, and Amukamara just reading that one from midcourt. Great read and react by Amukamara.
Adrian Thomas doing a good job of slowing things down again. Playing with the lead in a close game. Time is your friend.
Underneath Amukamara, and couldn't finish it. Out of bounds, Arizona basketball.
Both of these teams are missing opportunities here to either get back in the game or start to close out and gap the other team. For Arizona State, they're missing a lot of open layups. For Arizona, they're getting a chance but turning it over. And right now you're seeing why these two teams have struggled a bit in Pac-12 play.
Yeah, because down the stretch in regulation, they both look sharp, but now it's gotten a little ragged.
Also, you're tired.
Well, there is that too, isn't it? Because it's been 40 minutes a heck plus 5. And White leaves her feet and gets called for the offensive foul, and that's 4 now on Davlin White.
And you haven't seen that all game. Davlin White all game has been heads up, making good decisions. But here she gets played by Adrienne Thomas, who makes a nice play, sacrifices her body and beats her to the spot to take the charge.
Thomas got to be careful right here. And very cavalier with that ball, and it's taken away. Barnes can tie it. But just like in regulation, 1 minute to play, and we're tied. Thomas comes right back, and she's fouled. And Thomas just looked casual with that basketball, and Arizona sensed it, and they attacked.
It's like sharks in a fish tank. Adrienne Thomas bleeding back there, with Barnes swiping at the ball, White swiping at the ball.
She could have used some help.
That's an excellent point. You know, a lot of times it's not just the guard. It's her teammates that when someone's being trapped, you have to now come to the ball and create a good angle for her to pass out of.
Adrienne Thomas, 70% from the free throw line. This is the first. First time that Thomas has been to the stripe tonight. Missed them both. Davlin White with the ball. Remember, she has 4 fouls.
Right now you're playing straight up. Get yourself a good shot.
This crowd's fired up. Cannon. And a foul on Joy Burke.
And it is a foul. Burke is late in the rotation. And that makes it easy for Cannon to get to the basket and get the foul. She needed to be 1 step outside the paint, outside that block, in order to take that charge or perhaps get that block. Keandra Cannon, 78% free throw shooter at a Mission Bay High School in San Diego. Coach Butts has spoken very highly of her, says she's a player with great potential.
Deck, getting started at the Galen Center. We'll get you there as soon as we're finished. Keandra Cannon at the line for Arizona. Already made one.
Only averages 15 minutes a game. This is a clutch moment.
And maybe now she's a hero, up by 2. Davis out of the backcourt.
Arizona just a little containment pressure here, taking time off the shot clock.
Pickens looks for Burke inside. Pickens all the way under. Throws up the rebound. Amukamara ties it at 71.
Last shot, White. This is all you want is the last shot.
Timeout, Nia Butts.
Good timeout. I wasn't sure if White understood that it was a tie.
White wasn't looking for a timeout. White was looking for a bucket, and Nia Butts knew it.
Well,
look at Nia Butts. She's not enjoying this. But she will be if she can hold on and win this thing in the last 16.5 seconds. They got to get the ball in the bucket.
Either way, both coaches should be very proud of their teams, although they'll be incredibly devastated on the losing end.
10 seconds to go. Davelin White. White, tough shot. In and out. And we're going double overtime.
Oh, it's a goodie.
Now they're going to play each other twice in 6 days. We might end up with 2. The game, I got a text from Mary Murphy, who's calling the SC-UCLA game. I said, hey, we'll get off the air on time and get it to you guys in LA. And she said, no way, it's a rivalry game. You're going double overtime.
Oh, yeah.
And we both laughed. And here we are in double overtime.
You owe her a meal.
I sure do. Krista Blunt and Mary Murphy will call the UCLA-USC game if we ever finish this thing.
I have nowhere to go.
Oh, this is terrific. And now the referees are going to confer right here. Mike Price, Kathy Cornell, and Shelly Russi.
Right now, again, we talked about fatigue being a factor in this game.
But also, turn it around. They're going to give this to Arizona.
But also, now foul trouble is going to be a key factor. Davelin White has 4. Kama Griffiths has 4. And the little player with a big heart for Arizona State, Amukamara, has 4.
Those are all the key players, all the key scorers down the stretch. Here's White with the ball. And they've taken Amukamara off of her so she doesn't get that 5th. Gloyd inside, Arizona in front.
So athletic, long, junior college transfer, making a big impact for Arizona this season.
Amukamara tried to go to the basket. Griffiths cut her off. Haven't seen her in a while, have we? Videkis.
But when you have seen her, it's been good. A lot of great plays, a lot of penetration for a pull-up type play by Videkis all game.
Videkis with 16 points, career high. Over the top to Gloyd. Oh, that was just a beautiful touch pass.
And the pick and roll action will work. Arizona State is so aware of White out of it that anyone in the screen should roll to the basket.
Amukamara with the pretty left hand. 75-75.
Okay, we're scoring. Someone needs to get a stop.
Now you got to admire the heart of the two of them. And with that last assist, by the way, that's a triple-double for Davelin White, first of her career, and the first all-time in the history of the University of Arizona. 29 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 assists. And we're not finished.
It only took 10 extra minutes to get her that triple-double.
As she needed the double overtime. Tries to skip one through to Barnes.
Good vision. The defense came to her, but the pass was too low. You got to get it up for your big girls.
That is a fantastic line. Her all-time high in points is 39.
Arizona snapped an 8-game losing streak against Utah with a big win. And Davelin White had 19 in that game.
Fulcher.
She's been instrumental in Arizona's success as of late.
Devils kept it alive, kept the possession.
riding and dying with this 2-3 zone.
Shot clock's under 10. Vaitekis needs a bounce and gets it. 77-75 ASU. Vaitekis has 20 points. Oh, they just got to be running on fumes. Up and under. Devlin White.
Give me that bucket. That's what she said. In and out, completely shook the defense out of their shoes and muscled her way to the basket.
31 points for Devlin White.
That is will. She's going to will this team to a victory.
Vaitekis again from the corner, wouldn't go. Crutchfield with the long carom. And here they come. A chance to go in front again.
What's important for Arizona is even though White is being the aggressor, she's the go-to, everyone else must continue to keep an attack mindset. You don't want to stand and watch.
77-77. Double overtime.
Comes back for more.
Tied up in double overtime in Tucson. Don't forget, when we're finished here, we'll send you quickly to Los Angeles, UCLA, and USC. Griffiths misses from outside. Now it's ASU's turn to go in front, if they want it. Davis now the freshman at the point for the Sun Devils. They're giving her the shot if she wants it. Pickens. Off the hand of Vaitekis, chased down by Davis. It didn't hit anything, so the shot clock continues to roll. Pickens, the follow. 1 minute.
Out.
Devlin White, tough shot. That wouldn't go. Fulcher rebounds and then backs White away.
One thing Arizona State has not keyed in on is that Devlin White is going strong to her right hand. Every time. You can play her for that.
Our biggest trip of the night for Arizona State. Up by 2 with the ball. Trying to make it a 2-possession game. Who's going to take the shot? Fulcher's alone!
Big. Need to score quick.
White launches a 3. That wouldn't go. Rebound Pickens to Fulcher.
You got to foul. Go for the steal and
Clock
foul.
continues to run. Arizona's not going to foul.
Well, that's the game then.
Going to let it run out. Arizona State comes 110 miles and has to play 50 minutes, but they win it. ASU beats Arizona in the Territorial Cup by 4.
A 7-game losing streak